This is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Human Alliance, Barricade with Decepticon Frenzy. Now this figure is part of Wave 4 of the Revenge of the Fallen Human Alliance subline. I will say this: if you purchase this figure, you are going to be in for a treat, because folks, this is by far, by a mile, the best Human Alliance figure I have ever seen Hasbro produce. Unbelievable. Well, technically it's not a Human Alliance, there are no humans, and so therein lies the rub. There is no human, there is no Human Alliance, but the whole concept of a smaller figure creating an alliance or a combination with a bigger figure is there. So we have a sort of pseudo-human alliance with this figure. We have Frenzy and we have Barricade. Just unbelievable. I am just beside myself with glee upon opening this figure. This is just an amazing figure. Let us begin with Frenzy, since he's the easier one to review. He's full of articulation. The articulation that he has is the same as with the other Human Alliance figures. Here he is with Sam from the Bumblebee Human Alliance figure. Exactly the same type of articulation you get. He's got double hinge shoulders. He's got a swivel for his head, albeit no side-to-side motion. He's got a torso movement, torso joint right here. Hips can swivel and move forward and backward, and he's got a swivel knee. That's about it. But with the other Human Alliance figures, the articulation doesn't seem to work. I mean, it's very hard to get him into a lot of poses, but with the Frenzy figure, the articulation just works great. I mean, it's like the articulation was meant for a Frenzy figure, and you can get him into a lot, like, creepy poses like this. It's very nice, and I think the way they designed it was really for for a figure like Frenzy. So, and we're gonna keep Frenzy to the side. Oh, quick look at the packaging before we do anything with Barricade. Here it is. Very nice. There's a great diorama going on there. You get artwork everywhere, all around. You get to see Barricade and some of his bio from the first movie. Clearly, if you obviously it's not from the Revenge of the Fallen movie, but he is part of the movie mythology. So if you've seen the first movie, which I'm sure most of you have, you'll remember this scene with Barricade and with Frenzy. So very nice indeed. You get artwork everywhere. Okay. Human Alliance boxes are usually the boxes you want to keep. They're very nice. And a quick comparison to the premium movie 1 Barricade. Let me just move him to the side. Clearly the obvious difference is that the Human Alliance Barricade has a lot more proportion to him than the deluxe class from the movie 1, because right here, as you can see, the chest quickly meets the his crotch, or his lower part of the torso, and there's really not much room for any central abs or torso for this figure. But still, it is very movie accurate. On the other hand, this figure has a torso, sort of a torso. The illusion appears to be that there is some good, decent proportion to this figure compared to the deluxe class figure. But very nice. You get all the elements of the old deluxe class figure with this new figure. Okay, let's put it to the side. Let's talk about this figure now. It's just unbelievable. He's got one hand only, and the other hand is really the spinning saw blade that you saw in the movie. So no, it doesn't convert into a hand or anything, or unless you want to have give him a hand with 10 fingers, which is also cool. But other than that, that's it. It's spring loaded. when you transform him from car mode, you can fold everything up to form the wheel, lock it in place, and push the gas tank, and it sort of pops out. And then you can just split up the fingers, or the saw blades, as it were. Okay, it's very nice. I'll give you a 360 of this figure. This figure is just unbelievable. I cannot help exaggerate how I feel about this figure, because he's just an amazing figure. And clearly you can see there's so much robot parts in the middle that, compared to the other Human Alliance figures, he doesn't seem empty on it in the middle. As with Sideswipe or with Skids or with Bumblebee, you get to see only a very thin torso, while this one is really full. You got the engine, you got everything, so it really gives a lot more definition of a robot than with the other Human Alliance figures. And I think the more important, more poignant feature that this figure has compared to the other Human Alliance figures is that he has a ton of articulation. The legs are fully articulated. He's got waist articulation, probably the first Human Alliance figure to have waist articulation. The arms have regular articulation with swivel joints here and there, elbows. His head is on a ball joint, and he's got mouth articulation, ball jointed head and mouth articulation. So very nice. The only qualm I have about this figure's articulation is really the hip joint. The hip joint is at an angle, so you can't really make his leg go forward and backward. It just sort of moves at an angle. It swivels at an angle. So that's my only gripe about it. It does go in and out because of transformation, but it just sort of moves from side to side at an angle. That's probably the only downside in terms of articulation. But all in all, it is a wonderful figure with so much articulation and design. Even the chest piece here, it gives an allowance for you to fit Frenzy. If you open up the hood, you can see that there is a cavity there where you can fit in Frenzy, which I will show you later. There are a few gimmicks, as I've mentioned. One is you can put Frenzy here, right there. You can have him here in this position. And why, you may ask? He's not doing a somersault or anything, but this is a position where you can have him control the guns that Barricade has, the chest guns, like so. Okay, right there. There are some handlebars on the guns, which I don't know if Frenzy can reach for them, but that's the general idea. Frenzy can control the guns that Barricade has on his chest. That's one gimmick. I will put that away. And the other gimmick is, I'm not too fond of this really interactive gimmick, but you can turn one of his arms into sort of a shoulder cannon with the seat, with one of the seats up, lifted up like so, and you can have Frenzy sit over here controlling this set of cannons. It's okay. It's not the biggest gimmick in the world, but it is there. All right. When we come back for part 2, we are going to discuss the transformation and alt mode of this just magnificent figure. So there's part 1, talking about the robot mode. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.